I'm going to give you 3 types of content that you should be posting to get business expansion and do well with your marketing. So 3 types of content every business should post. Not all content is the same. And it's something that you will tell yourself as you start posting on social media, that even though you have a certain amount of following, even though you have a certain amount of people that always engage and interact with your content, some content will have very different performance than some other content. And that is part of the game. Like if you were to post exclusively content that is pitching your products and services, you're going to become eventually irrelevant, especially in this particular era of social media in which it's very heavily on interest. People are going to get fed by the algorithms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, and so on, whatever they're interested in the most. So you got to understand that these companies, all of them are going to feed people what they're interested in. So you got to come up with a strategy that has all 3 of the types of content. Some content is going to get attention. And we have a lot of that on social media. They're trying to get attention. In my case, I'm trying to move them to that next step of that journey. But without the attention, I'm not going to be able to get them there. Because on the second type of content, you're going to generate trust. And that's what we like to call authority content, that is actually establishing yourself as an expert. I'm trying to establish myself with you as an authority on the subject of marketing. I want you to trust me when it comes to marketing, because that's what I've been doing for the last few decades. And then some content is going to get people to take action. But you can't just focus on one or the other. You have to do all 3 of them. When you combine these correctly, marketing starts working. And this is where the magic really happens. All 3 of these elements start performing really well together. Attention produces trust, which leads to action. It's the magical formula of content. Content type number 1, it is attention-grabbing content. This content helps people discover you. Its job is simple. Get people to stop scrolling. They don't know you yet. They don't know if you can provide value. They don't know if they should give you time. You're battling for the most important thing that they could possibly give you, their attention. So how can you execute on this? Well, for example, doctors, people that are experts on different fields, if they talk about relatable moments people experience in that particular field, that draws them in. A quick day in the life moment, a behind the scenes, a funny or a frustrating situation people deal with. A short opinion about something people in the space that they do, in the area that they work in. I can tell you, for example, my father, who was a content king, an incredible content creator, some of the best performing content. Like this is an individual that made thousands of videos, long form videos for YouTube. When I had my father go around the world with a little microphone that cost me $20 on Amazon, and he would keep them in his pocket, and then he would actually go to, for example, a Starbucks or a coffee place, and he would plug in that little microphone to his phone, and he would record himself or have his wife record him while he would order a special tea. So for example, he used to love the matcha tea, which is a special green tea that he had a lot of great opinions about it, or like had this science-backed evidence about how it would help the body. And he would make content around the matcha tea, vertical content, off the cuff, unscripted, and those videos perform so well because they are attention grabbing and they are a day in the life of Frank Suarez. People love that content. You can't really, and I can tell you one thing, my father was not a social media guy. He would not open Facebook and spend time on Facebook or Instagram. He would never do any of that. But he understood that his audience was there. And if he wanted to help people, he had to get in front of those people. And he did want to help people. So he would actually make those videos to help me get attention so then I can lead them to the next step of that journey. And they were amazing. A short opinion about something is important. Once in a while, sharing your opinion. Raw videos, literally pulling your phone out and recording and posting those things that are unedited, raw, unfiltered. Those videos are very effective in helping you capture attention. That content is going to make people say things like, that's so true, I love that. It's making you relatable, it's making you real, it's making you human. And you want to come across as human to other people around you. Important, attention by itself will not create customers. We know that, right? But you know what it does? It creates curiosity. It's going to help you get people interested in your world, in what you have going on, in what you have to say, in your opinions. And that builds with time. That has a snowball effect. Eventually, we're going to start building trust. Trust is what creates customers. And this is where this thing called authority comes in. People trust those that know more than they do. They start trusting others that they see over and over with results and with the evidence and by themselves leading by example, when you can tell that they know more about a subject that they're interested in than them. This content shows people two things. You understand the subject and you can actually help them. We built a lot of authority. We generated millions of subscribers. We produced billions of views of education that clearly establishes my father as an authority on the subject of the metabolism and the body. And by doing so, we can move on to the next form of content in a second. Authority content example, explaining how something works step by step. You do a lot of research, you make sure that it's actually real, you walk that talk yourself, you lead by example, and then you show how it works step by step. Like in my case, let's look at my example. I wouldn't be doing a content on the subject of marketing, if I don't dominate marketing myself. You know what I do first? This is what I did. I dominated marketing. I walked that talk. I built a lot of success. I built several businesses, 6, 7, 8, even 9-figure businesses with a lot of great people for a lot of great businesses. And now I feel confident enough and comfortable to be on a camera in front of potentially thousands of people in the long run and talking about marketing. I have authority over the subject now because I learned the subject really well and I can pass on some of my knowledge to you. I can answer questions to establish authority. The people that are asking me across social media, I can teach a simple method people can follow. This is where people start thinking, this person knows what they're talking about. That establishes the credibility of who you are. Why is it so important? It builds trust. Trust creates credibility. Credibility is going to create demand. Without this type of content, you're just another voice online. And there's a lot of those voices out there. And you want to stand out. So you see how this is following on a path? It's not doing one without the other. It's doing a combination of all three things. We went over the attention being generated with great, interesting things. We went over establishing authority with like things that you know more than the rest of them. And now we go into the first step, which is conversion content. If you only did this, what's going to happen? Your business will not make it. This is where you invite them to take the next step. Only after you built a lot of interest, interested content provides a lot of attention, and that attention allows you to get authority established, and now you can get these people to buy your product. You can do a story showing someone else's result. Hey, somebody applied my marketing philosophy. Look, I have all these companies that I built from the ground up that are very successful. Let me show you about XYZ brand. I took a company that does medical scans. I took another company that does leads for roofs and repairs of buildings. I took e-commerce physical product brands. I can give you all the data about what I built. Countless stories that I covered in my book, Marketing Magic, of people that I've been able to apply my marketing philosophy. And now I can try to get you to become a client of my agency, but only after I delivered enough attention to you, getting enough attention from you, and only after I've delivered enough authority content to you, now I can actually get you to come in and become a customer, become a client of my agency. This content makes people think, I want help with this. I'm ready to get help. For example, we have the dog supplement brand with, you might have heard about this individual right here. He's the original host of the Dog Whisperer show, Cesar Millan. He's incredible, like unique, a unicorn in this world. Well, he does a lot of content on social media, thousands of publications every single month, because I know because I do that for him in my organization. And I establish we do a lot of content that raises interest, that helps people. And then we do a lot of content that establishes authority, because he's a dog behaviorist, the best in the world. And now I'm able to sell our dog supplement brand, which is called Better Dog Supplements by Cesar Millan. And by doing so, I have this journey of content that never stops, a combination of attention, interesting content, authority content, and then conversion content. We get videos of Cesar selling his products now and using it for his own animals and explaining why it's valuable and why it's helping animals around the United States. You can do demonstrations of a product or service. You can do an invitation to work with you or attend an event. Those things put together is how the marketing engine really starts booming for yourself. Here's a warning. The mistake most businesses make is they only post conversion content. Buy this, book now, limited time offer. They start assuming that because their product is so amazing, that people should feel grateful that they ran into that video ad or that content piece. And you cannot have entitlement. In today's social media era, in today's marketing platforms, you cannot operate the business with entitlement. It doesn't matter how amazing your service is or how amazing your product is. If it's amazing, that's going to help you skyrocket even better. But marketing is not always about what's the most amazing product. You want to look at an example? Think about McDonald's. Do they have the best burger in the world? Absolutely not, right? But they know how to market that product, and they know how to do it at scale and in volumes, and they've done an incredible job of that worldwide. So always the best product does not win. The best marketing always does, absolutely. But if you want to grow the business long term, you got to make sure that you have an incredible product also that people can go and fight for. Do not do this. Don't just be posting conversion, because if you do so, your business will not make it, and that's not an investment worthwhile. Do these forms of content consistently and actively, and see yourself booming, and become yourself a great content creator with a great personal brand and a great brand that really helps and impacts the lives of many millions of people across the world.